America's economic throne is shaking. For decades, the U.S. ruled the global economy like an undisputed king. But what if the crown is slipping? China and India are roaring louder. Trade wars, rising debt, and sluggish growth are putting the American engine under strain. Is the world's greatest economic powerhouse losing its grip? Let's break down the hard truths. First, America's economic growth is sputtering. Once the envy of the world, GDP growth has slowed to a crawl. Compare that to China's relentless 6% plus annual expansion, or India's rising middle-class fueling consumption. Second, the US dollar's dominance is showing cracks. Sure, it's still the global reserve currency, but cracks are forming. Countries are quietly diversifying reserves into euros, yuan, and even gold. Add rising US debt, now topping $33 trillion. Moody's warned that America's credit rating is under pressure. With borrowing costs rising, the debt mountain isn't getting any smaller. Trade policies? They're turning into a roller coaster. Tariffs, sanctions, and unpredictable deals shake global markets and alliances. America's America First stance may have isolated some longtime partners. Meanwhile, China's Belt and Road Initiative is spreading influence like wildfire. Infrastructure investments across Asia, Africa, and Europe are rewriting trade routes and allegiances. It's an economic chess game, and the U.S. might be playing defense. Tech leadership? The U.S. still dominates in innovation, but competitors are closing fast. China invests billions into AI, 5G, and quantum computing, strategic areas that shape the future economy. What about jobs? Manufacturing once formed America's backbone. Today, many factories have moved overseas, and the labor market faces automation challenges. The middle class is squeezed, fueling political and social unrest. And treasury bonds, the bedrock of global finance, may not stay rock solid forever. Foreign governments have started trimming their U.S. bond holdings, wary of political gridlock and rising debt. All this raises an uncomfortable question. Is the era of U.S. economic exceptionalism ending? Not overnight. The U.S. still boasts unmatched military strength, innovation hubs, and a culture of entrepreneurship. But the global balance of economic power is shifting under our feet. For investors and policymakers, ignoring these signs would be a costly mistake. Diversification, strategic partnerships, and innovation aren't just buzzwords, they're survival tools. America's economic story isn't over. But the next chapter? It's being written in Beijing, Mumbai, and Brussels. Who will hold the pen?